Good Friday, Friday. And I'm telling you what, I've been up since 2 a.m. rolling in here like 8 minutes ago to get this thing set up. Chef Tynes and wondering, hey, are we going to have a show today?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on in your world, right?
No,
I mean, just new grandbaby.
Nothing. Grandbaby about 2.5 hours ago.
Wife is under the weather.
Wife is sick. She is down sick. It's like any other day. I'm telling you guys, any other day, it's Chef Tiny just running this thing solo. But
hey, son, take care of your ma. Pa's got to go to work.
Rhett's taking care of Ann this morning. She is not feeling well at all. And we got a new grandbaby because the other grandkids are at our house too.
Oh
so
man,
just
full house too.
Rhett and A just got
Nothing
back
going
from
on.
camp. I'm like, good night. But hey, we're here.
We're here.
And I got everything up and running. So
yeah.
I'm glad you're along for the ride on a Friday. Rob Rodgers,
Yeah,
Chef Tiny in the house today. Chef
so,
Tiny, for Tom.
Lifelong Cowboys fan, and truthfully, it's just Jerry Jones, man. I can't deal with him anymore. I can't.
I know.
So I decided to join in on the Red Friday. This is literally the only Chiefs gear that I have, and I love linemen, so I had to wear Chris Jones. I mean, that's the only Chiefs jersey I have. I love Chris Jones. Love his game, and my fresh 5950 Chiefs hat. It's got to be the 5950, right?
Yeah, we had that on our hat segment.
Yes,
not too long ago.
Yes,
got to do 5950s. But yeah, so Red Friday.
Friday.
We're gonna have Matt Derrick on from up in Kansas City. Going to talk some Chiefs training camp. That'll be on at 8:00. Setting up the show there, and then also at 8:20, my good friend Enny Ficario over in up in Boston.
Yeah. Boston.
Going to talk some Red Sox.
Yeah. And lobster and parking the car in Harvard Yard.
Yeah, he'll do that, and he wants to talk. He wants to talk some Patriots, obviously. So
no doubt.
That's definitely coming out. So we'll have him coming on at 8:20 today on our show. But as always, our show is sponsored by. Oh, I didn't do it, dude. I messed up.
Play it again, sports.
That's because I had to sound off.
Play it again, sports.
All right, I told you this is going to be an adventuresome next 3 days as I'm running the board here and making sure this thing gets going. But Play Again Sports, look in Fremont Shopping Center. You want to jump in there. They got some great golf gear in there still on sale right now. So jump in there for that. And also their fall sports are there. Football, soccer, volleyball, all that kind of stuff.
Fall baseball is coming on too.
Baseball. Still got cleats left. Still got stuff left. So, Play Again Sports.
Hey, it's just me on here now. So maybe it's the opening drive with Chef Tiny.
Oh, you know why? Do you know why? Because it happens every day. I don't get in time, and it kicks me out of the whole system here. So I got to go in here and disconnect,
get it redone,
and reconnect, and then I'll have to come back in.
It's the end of the week, at least, right? We're going to send off the Red Friday and have a great weekend, and be back on Monday to do this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. We'll see if we can get to Monday.
Lots of happenings going on. Last night, Hall of Fame game.
That was pretty. That's a pretty good game.
How about Mr. King, undrafted? He looked pretty good for the Panthers last night. I was kind of shocked. We had the game on at Retro Metro, and I think everybody was expecting a boring game. It's the Cardinals, Panthers. Who cares, right? Especially around here in Missouri. I had a lot of people that wanted to watch it in a upscale casual restaurant wanting to watch it.
It's also
They're excited for football. Right now.
It's the first it's the first of many NFL games. 21 straight Thursdays. You're going to have it on at Metro.
21 straight Thursdays. You got that right. And the great thing is that even though it's on Prime on Thursdays, DirecTV, which is what we use at the restaurant, they've got a Prime channel. So we can actually tune in to the game through DirecTV, which is nice.
Really? That's great.
Yeah. It kind of makes it nice. Because we were only getting one or two of our smart TVs that we could broadcast the Prime game on. And, for DirecTV to have that available is really nice for us. Football is number one sport in America. People can't wait for that NFL season.
Yeah.
But Haynes King, he leads the Panthers to a 33-30 comeback victory. Carson Beck was efficient. He looked good.
Yeah.
He was moving well, running for the first downs. I think, I don't know. He could be kind of that, don't have anything to lose, really. He does. He was a top pick. But,
sure,
don't have anything to lose kind of attitude. I like that attitude. Lays it all out there on the field. So he looked good last night. He was 15 of 19 for 188 yards and a touchdown. That's what else can you expect?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And if you look at Gardner Minshew, I guess isn't he the backup out there now too?
Yeah.
But now he's marketable now. I mean, they might trade him.
Yeah.
Because if Beck can do the job, I mean, there's no sense in keeping three like that.
Get some pieces around him,
Yeah.
But I mean, it was kind of an exciting Hall of Fame game. A lot of these first games or early preseason games, they can be kind of boring. Not really a whole lot of action. It might be low scoring. Offenses trying to figure themselves out. It's always the old saying is the defense is always going to come along a lot quicker than the offense is. But I mean, both teams, it was a fun watch. I wouldn't say it's the greatest game I've ever seen in my life, but it was a fun watch.
It's a good way to get the season off. Preseason's now here officially.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs open up next week and they start getting going. So Cowboys open next week as well. So we're here. Football season's here. And it amazes me how fast. Well, I guess the NFL's almost a year-round program now.
It is.
But how fast they're up and running.
Well, it's like you have Super Bowl, and then it's really not a long turnaround before you have the draft or the combine, and then the draft, and then you've got OTAs, and then you've got all that voluntary stuff, and then you've got training camp is only like a month after that, and it just kicks and ramps right back up. So
all right, Hall of Fame game in the books.
Jahmyr Gibbs of the Detroit Lions just signed a 3-year, $75 million contract, making him the highest paid NFL running back in history.
Wow. There's a bunch this week, too.
Not Derrick Henry.
I know.
Yeah. Not Ezekiel Elliott back in the day, for the Cowboys. Weird saying Ezekiel Elliott back in the day. None of those guys, none of the top running backs that you would really imagine. I think Jahmyr Gibbs kind of flies under the radar. He's a great running back, but I mean, it's just odd that he would be the highest paid in NFL history. But the Lions showing their commitment to him for sure.
He's got 49 career touchdowns or something like that. He's put the ball in there, but the running back in the NFL is a commodity position, right? It's a position that it's a battered position. Average running back life in the NFL, what?
Very short.
3.5 years or something like that. I mean, it's one of the you're battering ram basically.
Yeah, and it's actually I've always viewed it as the position. It's very important, not as important in today's game as it was. When especially in the 90s Cowboys, it was 22 left, 22 right,
absolutely.
All day
different.
long. Yeah, all day long. But it is different now. It's good to see a running back get paid and shown that they do have value. It is the position that I think rookies have the easiest transition to. You're getting the ball and you're running it through different holes and gaps and that the offensive line is creating and the blocking is creating for you.
Sure.
It's not like coming in and having to be a quarterback.
Yeah. You're right. You're going where you're told to go.
Yeah.
And but I'm seeing it now. We'll talk a little bit with Matt Derrick today on Red Friday, but we'll talk about Kenneth Walker III coming in for the Chiefs. How much of an important addition that is to the Chiefs roster.
I thought that was huge.
It's huge.
Huge pickup for them.
They have not had, and you think, well, we could pick up a running back here or there. We have Pacheco and all these guys, but you're picking up a guy who can actually. He's a good ball player.
Yeah,
and they need that type of offense to offset.
He can block. He can catch. He can run. He's smart. He's got the big IQ. He was the key. He was Super Bowl MVP. He was the key component to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Huge pickup for the Chiefs. And Tony Romo, our guy, suspended by CBS. So we'll see. For all of you that don't like Tony Romo calling CBS games, you're not going to hear from him probably for a little while.
Yeah, he'll be sitting on the sidelines for a while.
Yeah,
I think he'll be back. I mean,
he will.
I mean, yes, he did it. I know they're going to wait for everything to clear out, but and he knows he did. And he apologized already. So
yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect to happen in Wisconsin? It is people say it's the drunkest state in the United States.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like some kind of article that I was reading a few months back. And apparently it's been that way for a while. Like it's a big drinking state.
Well,
Madison's and Madison, Wisconsin's like the biggest drinking town.
Really?
And that county's like the biggest drinking county in the United States.
Well, I knew there's a lot just because of all the breweries up there. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know that statistic, but that's interesting.
Yeah. And, some Missouri State news. We got the major athletics master plan.
Whoa. Have you seen the
pictures? Be huge. It's going to be big.
I love they snuck in the
Sorry
indoor.
for the Trump quote there, but it's going to be huge.
Huge.
It's going to be huge.
They showed the indoor facility across the street. Did you see that?
The new locker room and new weight room that they're going to have, and that's going to be fantastic. You know, it's going to make Missouri State games even more fun. You know, they're already fun right now.
Oh yeah,
but it's just going to be even more fun. It's going to be $8.5 million already raised for this project for phase one. The board is expected to formally vote on the project September 16th.
All right.
So I'm glad the board is voting on it and not the public, because we have a tendency to say no to a lot of things.
Exactly.
And that's okay. Let your voice be heard. That's what this whole thing is about, right? But, we have a tendency to say no. So thank goodness it's up to the board.
Yes.
Springfield Cardinals, and they're hot in the second half of the season.
On fire.
24-12 in the second half of the season.
They got some good returns. They got some new players too.
Dominating San Antonio. 9-2. 9-2. So Liam Doyle looked great. He dominated on the mound. He had 8 strikeouts. Dakota Harris had a crucial 2-run home run. And Cardinals 24-12 in the second half of the season. So happy for Dan out there, and the Cardinals are doing well in the MLB and AA. So really, really, really happy to see that. And some women's news.
All right.
Missouri State women's soccer picked second in the Conference USA preseason poll.
Nice. They're supposed to be really good this year.
They're going to be really good. They're going to be really good. So really good reason to get out and watch some Missouri State soccer. Go support the ladies out there. They've got a great team, and Kirk Nelson is returning 19 players from last year's conference runner-up squad, including Conference USA All-Tournament selections Ellie Neath, Jane Hansen, and Ella Becker.
Well, that's interesting. You said that 19 returnees. How many times you see that in the modern era of college athletics?
Yeah.
19 returnees. And when you stick together, you're going to, and I think you'll start seeing more of that with the 5-for-5 rule. You'll see these teams stay together a little bit longer, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And, on the high school front, really sad that, Central's not going to field a varsity team this year. Feel terrible for that school and that pro. I mean, that's the original Springfield High School.
Yeah. My thoughts on that are very, very clear. With open enrollment, you can go anywhere you want to. Everybody goes to Glendale and Kickapoo. It's no secret in this town. But then here's the problem, everyone, that you go to those two schools. There's only so many slots available, especially in baseball. You see that.
Yeah.
There are enough kids cut from the Glendale and Kickapoo baseball programs that could field really, really, really good programs at Parkview and Central. But people want to go for that, they'd rather get cut. I see it. They'd rather get cut and play club ball than to go play for Central Parkview, which is lame.
And this may be a terrible analogy, but Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, there's a bunch of Michael Jordans out there or something in baseball, but it's just crazy to me that, people would think, well, they're not going to be that competitive. They're not going to be able to compete. If they're getting a bunch of the leftovers at the dinner table, how are they going to be able to compete with the main course? Well, isn't the most important thing for the kids to be able to play?
Correct.
Yeah,
they need to play. And you're right there. They need to play, but more importantly, the people that are cut, the kids that are cut at these programs are good baseball players on the baseball side. In other sports, basketball as well.
Yeah.
They're good players. And they would go somewhere. They would go somewhere. The top, I'd say the top 5 on each program at Parkview Central would go to college and play their respective sports. They would, but
Absolutely.
they're unwilling to leave the quote, the stigma of getting cut and moving to another school to make an opportunity. They'd rather just go to class and just give up on their dreams, which I just think is, if you're a parent out there and that's how you're operating, I just don't think that's a good way to operate.
Yeah, I don't either. And I mean, look at college and the college ranks. Some of the smaller conferences, they reap the benefits of getting some of these players that aren't good enough to start or aren't good enough, and they're just bench players, and they transfer. I mean, SMU, that was their bread and butter. Yeah. Garrett Gilbert from Texas, that was a huge one. That's what kind of started it all for SMU, was Garrett Gilbert going from Texas to SMU. The same thing with Shane Buechele, Texas to SMU. UCF reaped the benefits of that. They had great college football teams there for a few years that they were using those players that weren't getting the playing time and weren't being accepted as, okay, you're going to be our starter, you're our number one guy. It's good. They're good players. They're just not being selected, or they're not maybe good enough to beat out this guy at this school.
Yes.
You know, go to another school and play and show them.
Get
You
an
know,
opportunity, go take advantage of it. Go get an opportunity, make your opportunity someplace else. I just don't like the fact that kids are just like, I can't make Kickapoo or Glendale, so I just won't play.
yeah,
When you would probably be an all-star at Parkview or Central.
it's
And Hillcrest's a
hey,
little bit different. Hillcrest on the north side, it's a little different animal up there. They
it's
got
all
their
about getting
own
eyes
people.
in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, my son Gabriel was an example of that. He went from Kickapoo to Stratford.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was nothing against, Kickapoo baseball. I mean, that's my school,
Sure.
right? And yeah, I wanted my son to play at Kickapoo,
Mm-hmm.
but he had an opportunity at Stratford
Sure.
to be their number one guy.
Yeah.
And he went there to be their number one guy, got eyes in front of him,
Sure.
and got his first 2 years of college taken care of
Mm-hmm. Because
because
of
he
that.
did that.
Mm-hmm.
And he did well there, and he was able to be all conference and all state selections there,
Yes.
you know? Yeah, it's not class 6, but it doesn't matter. People are looking at all the
Oh
schools.
yeah, they are.
They're looking at we
You're
we we just had a kid from Miller that's going D1,
Yeah, Jace
you know?
Wilkinson, yeah. But, the way I look at it also, if you're good enough, you'll find a place. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what school you're at. You could be at the smallest, school in Southwest Missouri, and if you're the dude there,
yeah,
you'll find somebody will find you.
absolutely,
Yep,
absolutely.
always.
Yeah,
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot of things out there as far as that's concerned, and I see it on the club side that I just don't understand why we don't wanna go somewhere and compete in the spring, but, people have it's their choice. They don't wanna leave their friends, it's their school and stuff. I get it. We're in Springfield. It's not
yeah,
like you're going cross state or somewhere, I
right.
mean, you're in the same town.
Yeah,
You're in school all day anyway, and you see each other after school, so
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I mean, even when I was in high school, we had friends at other high schools,
Exactly.
We all hung out together,
Yeah.
you know?
I think there's some stigma stuff out there, and there shouldn't be because Central's a good school, Parkview's a good school. I don't know why there's that. It's just there is, and it's unfortunate, especially on the athletic side.
Well, I mean, Central's got that program where I mean, they have some of the
The
smartest, most
baccalaureate,
intelligent kids
yeah, the
in
baccalaureate program,
Springfield that go there, you know?
and they have great facilities. Central's baseball facility is one of the best in town. I
Yeah,
mean, I would rival that with all the facilities in town. Central's field that's where we hold our tryouts over there,
yeah,
and they got 2 lanes on one side with elevated mounds, another one on the visitor side.
mhm,
Uh, it's a gorgeous field.
yeah, yeah, so I hope Central next year, I hope that you have a varsity team
Yeah.
that's able to play on the field. I think that that's just a horrible thing for the city of Springfield. The
Yeah.
original high school in Springfield, the history behind it,
Yeah.
and, they're not having a varsity football team on the field.
Something needs to be addressed. And I don't know how to do that. It's just one of those things because I think with open enrollment coming up for everywhere,
Mhm.
that's not going to help the situation. Well, it may. It may actually be able to bring somebody that wants to play at Central that lives outside the boundaries of SPS. Maybe I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
All right. Hey, we're at 7:20. We'll take our first break of the show. We don't have a poll question. I didn't have time to do it. Okay. Sorry. I told Tom I'd try, but I didn't have time. And I got in here about 8 minutes before the show started. So, but we'll talk Royals and Cardinals when we come up next. You're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Actually, Jeff Tiny in the house today for Tom, who's on vacation on ESPN the Jock, brought to you by Play Against Sports.
The question is out, and the internet has opinions. We've put today's hottest sports topic up on X, and now it's time to see where you stand. The Sports Poll Question of the Day on the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN the Jock.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
The Sports Poll Question of the Day on the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN the Jock.
Welcome back to the opening drive with Tom and Rob. Chef Tiny sitting in for Tom today as he's on vacation, taking a few days.
I'm sitting in for Rob. You're sitting in for Tom, right?
Yeah, if you want to get right down to it, straight and narrow, yeah. I'm over here running the show today, which is, I tell you what, if you want to listen to some entertaining radio the next 3 mornings, Monday, Tuesday,
it's like
me running the board is going to be entertaining.
It's like Garth said from Wayne's World, it's like a new pair of underwear. At first, it's constrictive, but then it becomes a part of you.
I hope this doesn't become a part of me. Oh, man. Oh, but we don't really have a poll question. I just did that because I didn't want to come in hot or come in cold from the break.
Yeah.
So I just did that as a bump. Actually, don't have a poll question. So no poll question today. We may have one on Monday if I figure out Twitter. I may just do it on Facebook on Monday. I don't know. But no, honestly, I didn't have time. I got a new granddaughter born about 2.5 hours ago, and my wife is down sick today. So got in here about 8 minutes before the show started, and amazingly, it's up and running, I guess. Earl will tell me if it's not up and running. Let's put it that way. If it's not up and running, he'll tell me. But we want to touch some Cards Royals here from last night. We'll start with the Royals since that won't take very long. Royals drop a tough one last night, a bummer.
4-3.
A bummer. Because every time Bummer comes in, he gives up sinking runs.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is, but he needs to be DFA'd today. Yeah. I seriously, if you come in like that the last 2 times, you need to be DFA'd.
Yeah, that's
we're up 3-1.
Good, I mean, Brooks Lee hitting that 2-run single in the 8th, got the Twins to rally 4-3 over the Royals. Just the late game struggles, man. They continue to haunt the Royals relief staff and costing them a chance to sweep the Twins. We could have swept the Twins, man. The Twins have been hot.
We could have swept them the last 2 times we played them. We could just swept them up in Minnesota, too.
Yeah.
So Bummer comes in, a third of an inning, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, no Ks, 1 walk. He's a bummer. He should be DFA'd today.
Did you see Jack had some words for Bailey Ober?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So he hits that single, scores Bobby, and scored 2 runs.
Yeah.
And he had some words for him at first base, some choice words.
Nice.
And if you go onto the real Kansas City Royals fan page, they've got the video of it. It's pretty entertaining. Can't repeat what was said, obviously on the air, but I like seeing Jack like that. It's like, hey, I'm the man. When I step in the box, I could be an automatic run. Don't mouth off. So it's Jack always seems kind of like the quiet guy. Maybe just the silent assassin. But it was kind of nice to see. I like some of that old school baseball coming into play. I don't know if it's going to cause anything, any future games or something or any kind of retribution coming from it. But, that's always fun to watch.
I wouldn't want to throw at Jack Caglione. You kidding me? Good night. That's the stupidest thing you could ever do.
It's like throwing at a 7% body fat version of me. And
here he comes.
He's a giant.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's a massive man. And next matchup, though, we do head back home. We're going to be hosting the Chicago Cubs. So
Cubby's in town this weekend.
Cubby's in town this weekend.
Starting tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, starting tonight. Daniel Lynch is going to take the bump. He's starting.
That's why he didn't. Is it a bullpen game? Is that what they're thinking or whatever?
Hope not. Hope they let Daniel Lynch go a few innings.
All I know is last night Waka starts 5 2/3, and they bring in this guy, I don't even know who he is. He holds it. Then Lang comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought he was your somewhat closer guy.
One of our lowest ERAs at like 5.5.
Yeah.
In the bullpen.
Now it's 6.11. And then they bring in Bummer, who's now who blew it up.
Yeah.
He threw 20 pitches, 13 strikes. Not bad. Problem is the strikes were all going the other way. And then Pearson, who I don't know, and McGee. We really start just grabbing guys out of the stands that just want to pitch. Hey, you pitched? Have you pitched in high school before? Come on out here. We're going to give you the ball. I don't understand why Lang is in. I just don't understand. It's like a high leverage situation.
It's like in Moneyball when he's like, Scott, we don't want you to play catcher. We want you to play first base. He's like, well, what about the fans? And Ron Washington goes, yeah, maybe I can teach one of them. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't I don't understand when we have a 3-1 lead and we're hanging on. We make okay. Your leverage move would be a Cruz or Daniel Lynch would be your leverage move there.
Yeah.
Well, Lang. I mean, Lang. I don't know what his deal was. I don't know why he came in then, but he's somewhat your leverage guy.
Yeah.
Bummer has not performed at all the last 3 times he's been out there. I just don't understand that at all.
I don't understand why you wouldn't change your last name if you're going to be a relief pitcher.
Right?
You know, it's like somebody named Blewett out there, you know.
Well, Scott Blewett.
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah, Blewett.
That's a horrible relief pitcher's name.
Change your last name.
That's like the worst relief pitcher's name ever.
It doesn't have to legally change. Get a stage name.
Yes.
Do an Ocho Cinco kind of,
like they
scenario.
do on all these radio stations. You don't use your real name. Well, we do, but we don't use your real name on some of these DJs, you don't have your real name. And that's what he needs. Scott Blewett, you need to have a different name.
Yeah, I'm crazy
Adam
with
Bummer.
the Wayne's World references, but, like Handsome Dan on the radio.
Absolutely.
He's not so handsome.
No. That's what you need to do right there. Bummer. It's a bummer. Yeah. Like, did you see was the Royals that posted it or one of those Royals fan sites posted, just simply put bummer and it had to lost 4-3.
Man,
bummer.
What a bummer.
It's like,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, that sums up our season, So,
our season's a bummer. Our season's wrapped up in that guy's name. That's it.
So the Cardinals are rested for the Rockies. They got Thursday off. So they're going to return to action tonight at Busch Stadium, have a 3-game series with the Rockies. The Rockies, they're not having a great season record-wise, but, man, Moniak is having a great year. A lot of their young talent's having a great year. And that's all that team is just young talent. I was talking with my son the other day telling him, man, in a couple of years, watch out for the Rockies. They're going to be good. They're going to be really good. They've got a ton of talent in that system. I hear from my cousins up in Hartford sometimes, the Yard Goats, they're the AA team for the Rockies, and I hear about, the players that they get to watch come through, and, they're going to be very good. They've had a lot of high draft picks. I think they've drafted well. They've drafted for their future. That could be a possibly, tough series for the Cardinals. Sneaky tough, you see their record and you're like, oh, yeah, no, we got this. We got a sweep. But the Rockies can be tough.
Yeah, they can. And
they play hard.
And then I also look at the Cardinals and what they need to be this weekend with the Rockies. They need to sweep this weekend. I mean, it's a sweepable weekend.
Yeah.
Get going again. Try to get back in this thing if they can. But definitely a sweepable weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a caller.
I got a caller, so let me figure this little component out here. Hold on a second. All right, caller, you're on the air. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. That's great because that means I did something right.
Hey, I'm a Royals fan, so I had someone send me a text yesterday. They said, so if you're the Royals, do you just shut down Walker and Lugo right now and save them for next year if you really think you're going to be competitive?
That's an interesting question. I don't think there'll be baseball next year, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're going to be shut down for all of the 27 season, possibly.
I think the odds are of no baseball next year are becoming very much high, but I think it's going to be a half season. I think they'll start like in May or June. But what you're saying, that's a good question. Should you shut them down and go save their arms? I don't know. I mean, they're not like yesterday. We got a loss, right? We should have won that game.
They're not spring chickens, so
that's true.
It wouldn't necessarily be a bad move.
Or maybe skip a rotation, or you just don't, or put them on a pitch count. They're only throwing, 4 innings or something, or 80 pitches or something, and just, I don't know. That's a good question.
And then I'm just asking. I mean, they have like 9 guys that had like rotator cuff, Tommy John, or whatever kind of surgery.
Horrible.
Do you? I mean, I know anymore. I know that's like a very common surgery, but do you blame that on the organization?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
If you remember when Ned Yost was on our show earlier this year, we talked about that, how he went to spring training when he was still a special assistant with the Royals, and he saw these guys just throwing. They weren't pitching, right? They're throwing. And he sounded off the warning alarm back then, about 3 years ago, about how you're just going to use up pitchers. And that's kind of the mentality of the majors now. You just use them up and find another guy, but it's great if you're the Yankees. Great if you're the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Dodgers, how many guys they got? How many guys they got on IL? Tiny, they got like like 8, 9,
like
10
8
guys.
or 9, right around there. Yeah.
I mean, legitimate players, legitimate pitchers on the IL.
Yeah, I think, I mean, truthfully, I think the Royals are, I would say that's a great question. And yes, I would agree with that. I think that would be a good move. Let's call up some guys from AAA, get some guys, moving through the system late in the season and see what they got.
Well, the problem is they don't have any pitching depth. They have nobody. I mean, when that Glenn Bummer or Aaron Bummer, whatever his name is, was called up a couple of days ago. Look at his minor league stats; they're horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's who you're calling up,
yeah,
I mean, basically, I don't care who the manager is. I mean, you're walking out to, like, okay, well, do I want to be Mr. 47 ERA, or I want to bring in 6.75? I mean,
you don't have a lot of choices.
Well, there is a guy down in Quad Cities. His name is Churio.
We got to wait for a while though,
and he's doing well. He's doing really well. He's dominating down there.
But if you notice, we're bringing up guys we never heard of. I never heard of Aaron Bummer until he started blowing games for us. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't want to hear Aaron Bummer's name again. It's not like, oh, wow, we called up Aaron Bummer. You know, it's like, oh, my gosh, thank goodness the cavalry has arrived. No, he's not the cavalry. He is the next arsonist in their stable of relief pitchers.
Yeah.
With gas cans and matches.
I was watching that game, and as soon as he started the 8th inning, I'm like, well, this is over with.
You might as well go do something else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally just gave Minnesota. I'm sure Minnesota like, oh, good. Here comes the bullpen.
He did it last week against them.
Yeah.
Same thing. Oh my God.
And if whoever they bring in next, it's just going to get worse.
Oh yeah. Doesn't really matter. I didn't know. I looked at their pitching yesterday. I knew none of their names. None of them. I'm like, who are these guys?
Well, 3 and 4 run leads in the 8th and 9th inning are no longer safe.
Oh no,
at all.
No, not for the Royals. No way.
I don't even know if it's 6 or 7 run.
I don't even think so. Well, it wasn't that one game against the Mets? Remember?
Yeah.
They had to slug that one out.
Yeah.
Hey man, appreciate your call today. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, the Cardinals, or not the Cardinals, sorry, the Royals have to figure out what to do with their pitching and get a plan together, something. I don't even know if Q has a plan. I don't think he's had a plan really all year other than typing it into his system and, seeing what the computer spits out.
Yeah, I get it. Your reverse splits and all that stuff, lefty, righty.
Mm-hmm.
But when it doesn't work, then you got to sit there and go back and say, okay, maybe I should just go with my gut. And I wish he would go with his gut more. I know he takes a lot of grief. I know Q has taken a ton of grief, but I think it's because we don't see him coaching from his gut. We don't see any passion.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. Super nice guy. I mean, from everything I've heard, super nice guy. I don't want a nice guy. I want somebody ticked off, man.
Fire Q.
Yeah. Q. I want somebody ticked off. I want somebody mad. They're losing games. When Strom gave up that home run last week and lost us that game, he comes out, well, I thought that was a good matchup between Stromy and Bo. No, his name's not Stromy. His name is DFA.
Yeah.
Nothing against Strom. I know he pitched over Neosho or wherever it was here locally, Neosho County over in Kansas, and I get that. And he's kind of a guy there, and he had a great career at Philadelphia after he left us the first time. But, dude, you can't hang sliders on 0-2 and lose on a walk-off grand slam. That just cannot happen in the major leagues. You got to think and figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
That was my birthday gift from the Royals.
That's right. You remember that? Was your birthday gift?
Gas cans and matches.
Gas cans and matches.
Yes.
Every time Strom drops, I literally texted, and I told you guys this last week. I literally texted Brian and said, why are they bringing Strom in? 3 pitches later, I'm like, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm going to be out there managing better or whatever than Q, but I'm going to be ticked off after the game. I'm like, I don't know what the heck happened, but I'm talking to JJ here momentarily, and we're going to find him a bus ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is to it. There has to be consequences. It just has to be.
We are way too talented of a team to be in this situation.
We're just dinking around out there going, oh, it's okay. We'll be fine. We got the people we want. No, we don't.
Yeah.
We missed out. Estevez was a massive blunder by this organization.
Yep.
Massive. We should have known early on, and we could have went out and got help early on. Oh, he'll be fine. Well, he's never going to pitch for the Royals ever again.
No.
He'll never wear the uniform.
No.
And then you got you trade for Strom, which I was excited for Strom. Like this.
Finally, I was too, because of what he had done in Philly.
Yes. I'm like,
he was an all-star.
This guy can do it. And he forgot how to pitch between Philadelphia and Kansas City.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. And you know what? People say, well, don't be too hard on these guys. I am. That's their job.
Yeah.
$7.5 million job.
Yeah.
And Q's
Expect
job
results.
how many millions he makes. His job is to pick the right lineup. So,
well, the Cardinals going into the Rockies. We're going to see Kyle Leahy is slated to get the starting nod for tonight's series opener against them. They're coming off of kind of split momentum from the Yankees series. Obviously, I was rooting for the Cardinals in that series for sure. Nobody wants to see the Yankees win, right? Except for Yankees fans.
Never.
But they're both teams did a good job at the trading deadline. I felt like unloading what they needed to unload and getting in return what they needed to get in return. The only thing I was disappointed in was the Bubic trade. I thought we could have gotten a lot more for him at the beginning of the year if we would have dealt him.
Yes, that's why
we got Carlos Duran, who had an 81 ERA last year in Cincinnati, and
that's a horrible
and a bag
pickup.
of Fritos.
Not
even chili flavored. Just regular Fritos.
His name is Bummer too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that wasn't a good pickup. That was you were get. Now it was an expiring contract. I get it. I mean, you got to get something, but problem is you're trading a guy with a bad arm.
The only thing I was just shocked that the Cardinals would have dealt who they dealt to the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not understand that. I understood what they wanted to get in return. I didn't understand why it had to be divisional like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is a team that you're building for a future of. By the way, you're going to be competing against the Brewers.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Sure.
And to send those guys to Milwaukee, I was just like, why?
It was weird that, and we talked about that the other day. How you don't. It used to be you didn't make an interdivisional trade, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, you tried to trade to the other league back in the day, but now that it's interleague, it doesn't matter. But you look at what they got in return for those guys. I mean, they just basically stole those kids from them.
Oh yeah.
It's like, thank you. We'll take your number. What was it? 8, 10, and 13 or something like that.
And I get why the Brewers did it. I mean, they're stockpiling.
They're trying.
They're going to the postseason. They're stockpiling arms.
Yeah, they got a good team.
Yeah, the great team. I mean, truthfully, I think it's going to be Philly and Milwaukee coming down to it. I think those are the two teams that are ready and built to bring down the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think those two would be great matchups with the Dodgers for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to take a break on the show, our second of the show. We hope you're enjoying it. It's Chef Tiny sitting in for Tom today. I'm running the board here today, so forgive me in advance if you hear something you're not supposed to hear. And I've already notified the powers that be here that there may be something comes out if I mess up. But no,
we've already warned the FCC.
Yeah, everything's been warned. So, hey, you're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Chef Tiny sitting in for Tom today on ESPN the Jock, brought to you by Play Against Sports.
Hot takes are on the table. We'll tell you if we're buying or walking away. Take it or leave it.
One-time offer, take it or leave it.
My final offer, take it or leave it.
It's the best last offer. Take it or leave it.
On the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN the Jock.
All right, take it or leave it. My favorite Friday segment. I love take it or leave it. Other than I love Rosie Joe's trivia too, but I love take it or leave it. As we're gonna back and forth, we're gonna see what we're gonna do here. Take it or leave it. You got one for me here,
I do.
Tony?
I do. So we were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs' contract earlier, and so it is. It's a big contract, highest paid running back in NFL history. So take it or leave it. The position is finally being valued correctly as an elite dual threat offensive weapon. Take it or leave it. The running back position.
Good question. That's a good one. I heard a comparison on the way in that the offensive guard, the right guard, makes more than Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
So I'm like going, I don't know about that. I would say take that. It's becoming more accepted. I think that these teams are actually valuing the running back a little bit more, especially the ones out of the shotgun or the pistol. They can catch the ball out of the backfield and such. They're game changers, that type of thing. So I'll take that. They're valuing a little more. It is three of the highest contracts in history this week.
Yeah.
So evidently they're putting money into that position for sure.
They're definitely getting more value. So the next one that I have is college football. So it's a little bit of Big Ten here. So take it or leave it. The Big Ten is Ohio State's to lose.
Leave it.
Leave it. Okay.
Yeah, I think Indiana's still top. Even with a new quarterback, I think Indiana's got to be knocked off their perch first.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying that. Indiana football needs to be knocked off their perch first. But Ohio State's right there.
Hoosier football.
Yeah. But Ohio State's right there. No question. But can't forget the ones we always forget about. The other Big Tens, the Oregons, USC's of the world. You got to remember they're in that league too. So it's going to be in Michigan, obviously, as always.
Penn State's got a new coach.
Oh,
and
Penn
you know
State.
how new coaches can affect programs.
Ryan's brother-in-law is the starting edge rusher right now on the depth chart. So Mr. Granville is going to be coming off the edge for Penn State. So we're big Penn State fans in our family. So we'll see how that goes. But I think there's a lot of teams that could be in the mix there, but I still think Indiana's the cream. I would say Penn State's going to be up there as well, as far as that's concerned. All right, I got one for you. Take it or leave it, Chef Tiny. Take it or leave it. The White Sox, whom we love,
right?
You and I are going to have fun on Monday. Jose Lajero will be on Monday, the first base coach of the White Sox, former Springfield.
Well, that's actually exciting.
That's really exciting. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. Just gosh darn. Anyway. The White Sox, take it or leave it, will make the World Series.
I will definitely leave it. I think that obviously they're going to be in the postseason. There's no doubt about that in my mind, unless they have some kind of massive collapse in September.
Or Guardians run by like did last year.
Yeah, but I don't see that happening necessarily the way our division has played out all year. But I will definitely leave that. I think the team to beat in the American League is going to be the Rays. I think the Rays are probably going to be in there. I kind of predicted mid-season that we're probably going to see a Philadelphia Tampa Bay series just like we did in 2008.
Yeah,
I think that was.
Yeah, wow,
yeah, 2008. So I think we're going to have a little repeat of the 2008 World Series this year.
That American League is so wide open. I mean, it's who gets hot at the end and who collapses at the end, like you just said.
And hey, with your buddy coming on, Finn,
I know.
The Red Sox are looking good.
I'm telling you what, when they come on our show, they go on long winning streaks.
Sorry, I didn't say that right. The Sox. The Sox are looking good.
The White Sox. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it is tough to see it, but I'm so happy for him. It's good. It's a good thing. Get a major league check is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. I've got an NBA one for you.
Yeah, go NBA. There we go.
All right. So Jaylen Brown, take it or leave it. Well, Jaylen Brown's chemistry with the 76ers caused them to excel and be in the NBA Finals with his wingman now, LeBron James.
Yes, I think I'll take it. I'll take that. I think the Sixers are the team to beat in the East.
Okay.
I think with the addition of LeBron James.
Yeah.
I think that makes all the difference. Now, the question about, we talked about this, we just talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Is LeBron coming in? Does everybody start getting injured? It's a LeBron show. You they get in the first round of the playoffs and they lose to like Miami or something in the first round because LeBron's the only star left playing. Is that a problem?
And missing free throws at the end of the game?
Yes.
Oh,
so it could go one of two ways there.
Yeah.
I think they're the class. If Embiid's healthy in the middle, I think they're the team to beat.
Okay, where are we at on the Bear Tracker?
We are on day 29.
29. All right.
Bear Tracker.
So how about this? Take it or leave it.
All right.
The Bears will be bowling this year.
Take it.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
100% take it. I think from going to that press conference the other day, that media availability, my first as a reporter, or you want to call me that, but the other day, I get the sense that we're probably better than what people think we are.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those, you're excited, but you don't want to get too excited. You temper your excitement a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we've got some weapons, and I think we got some players on defense. I think we have some shutdown corners. I think we have some guys who can play.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks we have guys who can play, that kind of thing. That's why we're picking lower, right? Bowl index or whatever it is. I think we make a bowl. I think we'll have one big shocker game this year, and I think we'll probably lose one we probably should have won. Probably on the road somewhere, maybe FIU or somewhere like that. We'll lose
A&M,
one. I don't know. I still think we're going to beat A&M, but that could be the shocker. But no, I mean,
I don't know if that would be a shocker to most people.
What are we now? 30. I saw the lines opened yesterday. It was like 30, 32 and a half or something like that.
Well, I think we'll cover that for sure.
Oh, I think we'll cover.
Yeah. And, super excited for Coach Woods. It's as an SMU fan to get him as the new head coach I was like sad that I knew he was going to be leaving SMU.
Yeah.
And then we land him here in Springfield. And I'm like, that's better.
I mean, I can't emphasize enough, and I know I keep probably harping on this, but I can't emphasize enough the fact that we have an ACC offensive coordinator as our head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've had guys coach this program before. I get it. I know. But we had like one of the top ACC offense coordinators, a team coming off the year before of a football playoff team.
Yeah.
Offensive coordinator as our head coach.
Underwhelming season last season, but granted, SMU did have a lot of injuries. They did, and I know it's next man up, and they got to be playing through that. They still had a good season. They still had a winning season.
Oh yeah,
in a very tough conference. It's not an easy conference.
Not an
ACC
easy conference.
Is not easy.
And I feel this pretty cool. We've got that, and somebody who's played in the national championship game, by the way, at Auburn, or he coached in the national championship game. So we've got some experience there. So none of this, I think, playing Texas A&M does not phase Casey Woods.
No.
It doesn't phase his staff. His staff's already been at these places too, right?
Yeah.
They have a level of excellence that they're going to try to bring players up to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Coach them up.
And that poise goes top down. It just bleeds out through your players. If the coaches, from the head coach down to the assistants, if they're cool as a cucumber in those environments, in those big game environments, it just bleeds out to your players.
Absolutely.
And they become that. It was like, just look at the Patriot way. I know a lot of people say, well, they cheated their way, but no, Belichick and that whole staff, they knew they were in control the whole time, no matter how big the stage was. And that bled out through all those guys, and then it bled out through Brady, and Brady being cool and cool as ice and always able to come back no matter how big the deficit, 28-3 down in Atlanta. It permeates through all your players.
I agree. Yep. Take it or leave it. I got one for you. Take it or leave it. Chiefs question.
Okay.
Chiefs question. Chiefs will win the AFC West division this year. Take it or leave it.
I will take it. I will take it. I don't see how. Okay. Yeah. Bad year last year. Bad season. Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Mahomes gets hurt, but he's, from what I understand, he's looking like, a spring chicken out there, after tearing up his knee. And you got better.
Yes.
You were already good, truthfully. Like, that team underperformed big time last year.
Yes.
Off-field troubles with Rashee Rice and, distractions and things. And us as Cowboys fans know that all too well, and that scene all too well. They played way under their abilities, and now they got better. They got the Super Bowl MVP. You now have 2 Super Bowl MVPs in that backfield.
Nice.
2 Super Bowl MVPs in
That's
that
pretty
backfield.
cool if you think about it.
With Andy Reid as your head coach, and the fan base, I think they're going to go 8-0 at home. Truthfully, I don't think anybody's going to beat them at Arrowhead this year. I think we're going to see a lot of flashbacks to the 2020, 2019, Chiefs, 2021. When they were that 5-year span when they were really just dominating the NFL. I think we're going to see a lot of that this year. They're actually my Super Bowl pick this year to win it all. I just think the addition of Kenneth Walker III and Mahomes being back, the weapons that they have at receiver now, and I just think they're going to blow it up this year. I really do.
I do too. I think they're going to be very strong this year. I think they're going to win the division. And this is not a homer, by the way. You and I, not homers. You're wearing Chiefs gear today on Red Friday. We're not homers. We're Cowboy fans, and I see that. I see that. I see what they've done, and they correctly. I think they're still a little weak in receiver position, but I think they got some guys who can step in there. But other than that, I think they got the guys in the defensive backfield now.
Yeah.
Delane, they've got tools. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to do well. So yeah,
I agree.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, taking it.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. All right, we're coming up on the end of our first hour, of course, here on the opening drive. Nothing blew up yet, which I'm excited about.
No.
That's good.
No, you kept everything together.
Allegedly, we're still on the air, which I'm excited about. So we're just kind of rolling right into the next hour. So next hour, we got Matt Derrick coming up on our Red Friday segment. Matt Derrick will be talking some Chiefs football. So we'll talk about that. And then I got Eddie Finicario coming out of Boston here. He's going to come up at 8:20. We're going to talk some Boston area sports, specifically the hot Red Sox and his favorite, the Patriots, because we got to come right in behind that on Red Friday, right? That'll make everybody mad, right?
That's right.
All right. Next hour coming up, the opening drive with Tom and Rob. It's Chef Tunney in for Tom today, and we'll be back after this. The show is sponsored by Play Against Sports. All right, back in the opening drive, the last segment of a Friday. So glad you're along the ride with us today. It's Rob Rodgers along with Chef Tani today, filling in for Tom. Tom taking a couple of days off, so he's up in St. Louis. He'll probably be at that Rockies game, Rockies Cardinals game. So I suspect.
Yeah.
So good.
Hey, good for Tom.
Yeah.
You know,
get out of here.
Get that family time in.
Yeah. Let me destroy the board here. All right, here we go. Red Friday is here. It's Red Friday. Our Chiefs insider Matt Derrick with us. Can you hear me now, Matt?
I sure can.
There you are.
All right.
Hey, I didn't screw up too much.
Magic is working.
I don't know if it's magic. It's me figuring out which stinking button to push over here. I'm just glad. At first he came on, Chef Tiny, and he said, "Do you hear the station?" He says, "Silence." I'm like, "This is not good." I don't know what that means. Okay, well, it's all right. But anyway, hey, so you're heading out to camp right now. Is that right?
I am. Normally, my plan would be to already be in St. Joe for camp.
Okay.
I'm running a little behind this morning, so you get to go with me on the drive. I am almost there, but you get to enjoy the lovely countryside of Buchanan County on the way to training camp at the Missouri Western.
Hey, we'll take it. We'll take
Matt
it.
Derrick's opening drive to Chiefs training camp.
The opening drive on the opening drive today.
Yeah.
So I tell you what have you seen so far out there at camp here a week or so? What have you seen so far that's impressed you?
Yeah, impression-wise and impressive-wise, Peter Woods has been outstanding. This looks like it could end up being a real steal, even for a first-round draft pick. He's back at the weight that he was playing at really in 2024 at Clemson, and they've got him playing in a position where he's a lot more comfortable. Last year that he had to play a lot of nose tackle really and had to play the run a little bit more, and not his comfort zone, especially for his size and where he's at right now. He looks quick, he looks strong. He looks like he could absolutely follow in the footsteps of Chris Jones, so he has been really impressive. Kenneth Walker in the backfield on the offense has also looked great. This is exactly what the Chiefs needed to help take the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, especially coming off the injury. But this guy, he is such a patient runner. He waits for the holes to develop, much more suited to run the screen game than Andy Reid really specializes in. So he's looked really good in those aspects. Better, I think, at pass catching than a lot of people expected him to be. So it's been pretty impressive. And then, I mean, the other stars of training camp, and Chiefs are hoping to get him back on the field, maybe even today. Cyrus Allen, the 5th-round wide receiver, he's not going to blow your doors off. He's not got super speed or athleticism of that type, but he just does everything right. He is a polished route runner at this point already. He gets his hands on, it seems, everything and catches it. We'll see what happens. I mean, once you get into game action, but even with the pads coming on, he's been very impressive so far.
Go ahead, Chef Tony.
So I think the $1 million question is, how does Patrick Mahomes look? But the $1 billion question for me is, how does the offensive line look? Because I noticed they're kind of making a little bit of a shift to do some things direct under center as opposed to the gun, especially with Kenneth Walker being in that backfield.
Yeah, if you just watch Mahomes in action, you would not know that he's coming off. He looks really, really good. The only signs that you will see of it is that he's got a brace that he's wearing. So even when he wears the long sleeve pants, which he's been wearing the last few days, I think he's been doing that to help kind of keep the brace in place a little bit more. He's been was grabbing at it a lot during camp, adjusting it, and you could tell there was a little bit of discomfort with it, but seems a bit more comfortable when he's got a leggings and pants pulled up over it. So now it just looks a little bulky. But honestly, he looks just like Patrick Mahomes, and he just seems like he's really getting comfortable back there. And to your point about the offensive line, yeah, I mean, this is a offensive line that, hey, 80%, maybe 100% of it are going to be guys who are returning starters from a year ago. We'll see who ends up being the starter at right tackle. It's either going to be Jalen Moore or Khalil Benson. And Benson is another real story of camp. This is the guy who was playing on the national championship team in Indiana, their right tackle, went undrafted, went unsigned, was in Kansas City on a mini camp rookie tryout deal, gets signed to the team, and now he's competing for that starting spot at right tackle.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's crazy, and there's a little ways to go. But I mean, at this point, he's got a real shot at it. And Jalen Moore's a pro. I mean, that guy ends up being your swing tackle. He can handle it, and two, that gives you incredible depth.
Yeah, that is a steal if you think about that. That's the steal. I mean, if he ends up being your right tackle, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think one of the other big kind of questions that I had was the linebacker situation. You know, definitely the sideline to sideline speed, being able to handle scrambling quarterbacks, and kind of spying on the QB. What have you seen from the linebacker position outside of Nick Bolton, obviously?
Yeah, you got Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill at the top, and Tranquill unfortunately has been dealing with a back injury again the last couple of days. That's something that bothered him a bit last year too, so it's worth keeping an eye on. And then behind them, they've got Cooper McDonald, Jack Cochran, and Jeff Bossa, and that might be the linebacker core. They may go pretty thin there, and they look like at this point that replacing Leo Chenal in that strong side linebacker role, it may be multiple people. I mean, remember, they still play a lot of sub packages. So even Leo as a starter only played 50% of the defensive snaps. I think there may be an increase or decrease rather in how much they use a true strong side, and an increase in their sub packages, because they've got some linebackers, some safeties that they like that can play in the box and maybe hold up to the run a little bit, but can obviously cover tight ends, and they like that possibility. Really like their depth at safety and their depth at slot corner. So they feel like they can do some things there. And L'Jarius Sneed may play a little bit into those decisions too, and how they use him. But hey, Cooper McDonald, I really like. Jack Cochran's a solid guy. Boss is kind of the X factor for me. If he can, show a little bit of pass coverage skills and be a guy, maybe he and a McDonald can end up splitting that spot a little bit. Even though Boss is not really, what I would consider a strong side guy, he's a little undersized for the position. He's kind of a tweener between a safety and a linebacker. But he could, if he's better suited to pass coverage, and that's something that they need at that position.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm looking at the Chiefs. Everybody's kind of all over the board on their predictions. They, the AFC West is going to be this. It's the Broncos to lose on some of these people are saying out there, and all this kind of stuff. And Bo Nix that, and Bo Nix that, whatever. I am a firm believer the Chiefs, with a healthy Patrick Mahomes and Kenneth Walker third in the backfield, they're going to win the division. What's your sentiment on that as far as what you're hearing from around the league?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm pretty bullish on what this offense can be, because it should just be significantly better than it was a year ago. Andy Reid has said it bluntly. Players have said it more politely. But no one in the league respected their run game last year. There was no reason to. And as a result, teams play with a lot of light boxes. They dropped, extra pass coverage.
Yep.
And that made more life and Travis Kelce, everybody. With Kenneth Walker, it's going to be much more difficult. They're going to have to play this team straight up, a lot more man coverage, a lot more one-on-one. And when you've got Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, and you throw Walker in there too as a pass receiver. And I think they've got some other guys at running back that can play too. It just makes this offense more multifaceted than it was a year ago. Everybody's nationally kind of coming through town. We've had some of the reporters, and they seem a little divided too. I mean, there's some that you're hearing, hey, this team, when they come in, they look at it and they're like, Mahomes has been hurt. You don't know what he's going to be, and they've got maybe a step backward on defense. And then others are coming in and saying, hey, Kenneth Walker looks like the real deal. Peter Woods looks like a star in the making already. If Mansour Delane can get healthy, then maybe this team is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and another question that I had was Justin Fields. He's bounced around a lot, and if he has to see some playing time, I actually like Justin Fields with Andy Reid, kind of Andy being that quarterback whisperer kind of guy.
Yeah, and I see Justin Fields, and honestly, I see a guy that reminds me a lot of Alex Smith, and maybe both, kind of past experience a little bit. Alex obviously found some success there at the end in San Francisco, but really blossomed in Kansas City under Andy Reid. But I think their styles are a little bit similar. If the Chiefs have to play for a bit without Mahomes, I could certainly see them maybe taking a few pages from the old Alex Smith playbook. even some of the read option stuff that's still in the playbook, I think would be well suited for him. He looks a lot more comfortable than he did back during the off-season workouts. He looked like he was throwing the ball a little high and looked uncomfortable at times. But more recently, I think he's calmed down a lot. It seems like he's picking up the offense pretty quickly, looks more comfortable and much more on target. And honestly, Garrett Nussmeier at number 3, their 7th round pick, is kind of doing the same thing. I was honest, I was not impressed during the offseason workouts. Thought this guy looks like a practice squad quarterback that needs more polish. But he's got an outside chance to make this roster, I think, as a 3rd quarterback.
So with Mahomes, obviously his bread and butter has always been the chaotic, let's no look passes and all these, trick plays and, running around and just creating a controlled chaos. Do you see Andy possibly kind of curbing that a little bit and limiting that for him this year?
And that's a crazy thing is that, talking to the coaches and everybody behind the scenes on this, they've really talked about just not putting any restrictions on Patrick. And they certainly have not put any restrictions on him as far as the things that he does that way. I mean, we've seen almost daily, the no-look throws, and there's still some receivers that are catching up to it. Every once in a while, he surprises somebody who hasn't seen it before, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't expect the ball to hit me in the hands." There's that, but and everybody. I mean, you can hear it in St. Joe that everybody taking a deep breath every time that he ends up running the ball. I mean, that's not normally a thing that's designed in camp. And I think they've had a few things that have just been busted plays where Mahomes is like, well, I got to make chicken salad out of this play.
Yeah.
But so I don't think they're going to have a lot of quarterback design runs for Mahomes. But here's the thing: is that this dude, he's not afraid of it. I mean, I think he's clearly at this point pushed to his comfort point where I don't think that there's anything that looks like it's holding him back right now.
That's awesome. And, I was telling Rob, we were talking before, we had you on. We're like, how do you think the Chiefs are going to do? And I mean, I think they have every right to be bullish on how well their offense is going to be and play. I think that they're going to go undefeated at home this year. I think we're going to see a lot of what we saw from 2018 to 2023, 2024. I think we're going to see 2 Super Bowl MVPs in that backfield, and you're going to see the difference of that with the guidance and direction of Andy Reid and that staff.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, the first 4 games of the season, if you get past Denver at home, which will be really the toughest of that group, you got a decent chance to go 4-0 in that spot. And then you get into the bye week, which not ideal, but certainly, again, it looks like the first 5 weeks of the schedule were put together with the NFL thinking, well, Mahomes might not be ready, so let's use some.
No, they surely didn't do
in.
that. No way.
No, of course not. There's nothing in the NFL as tricked up or anything.
There's no script, we swear.
There's definitely no script. But it gets more difficult as the season goes on. But I think even at the end of the season, they've got some favorable stretches with some home games against some tough teams. So, yeah, I mean, if they get off to a 4-0 start, I think it's a lock. They're going to win the division and be kind of back where you expect them to be atop the AFC.
Yeah, I agree.
So, the Chiefs have been up at St. Joe for a number of years now. Did you ever have a chance to go to River Falls back in the day, or you've always been here with the St. Joe setup?
I never got a chance to go to River Falls, unfortunately, and I was growing up in Springfield when they were in William Jewell. So.
Right, Matt. Yeah. So they were William Jewell there too. So my thing was, I was listening the other day about how these NFL teams, they're all about being close to their home bases now. A lot of them are. I mean, they're not going out and about. It used to be, I mean, the Cowboys, I don't think do they still do? The Cowboys still go out to Oxnard? Do they still go to California?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
do.
They still go out there. But then and the Chiefs used to go to River Falls. Used to be a lot of teams up in Wisconsin in the summer. Not so many now. What do you like about the St. Joe campus and what they've done up there to host the Chiefs?
Yeah, over the years, exactly. I mean, this was, I think, 2009 to 2010 was the first year up here. And, it's changed a lot over the years. I mean, they have figured out how to do it. And that's obviously one of the things that Andy Reid likes the most about it is that, there's a system here. It's the same way every year.
Yeah.
They've got it down to a science, and they've got good facilities. They got good fields that they can play on. They haven't been able to have the fans in there. the Chiefs are only one of 5 teams that are going away for their camps these days, and that's probably coming to an end. I mean,
Yes.
they're building the new training facility and headquarters. It's going to be in Olathe, Kansas, and that will be built to handle training camp and to be able to handle fans in attendance and all these things. And now I've talking to people in the organization, they've said it's going to be up to the head coach, whomever that is. I mean, and as long as Andy Reid's head coach, he wants to go away. I mean,
Sure.
like I said, I mean, it's not just the fact that there's the continuity and everybody knows what they're doing, but he loves the camaraderie. He thinks that's great, to get the players away and get them, where they have to either 1, focus on football, or 2, focus on building friendships and building connections and learning about each other. So that you just don't get in your home facility.
And that's what I've always liked about when they went to River Falls, right? There's nothing to do up there but play football and be buddies. You know what I'm saying? You're literally in a small town out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's probably the one difference, maybe a little bit, between St. Joe and River Falls. River Falls was, and even though I hadn't been there, I'm going on the stories that I've been told and everything. It was, I feel like, a lawless frontier. That was the problem with it, is that there were a lot of ways to get into trouble, things that were known and unknown. It's a little bit more difficult than St. Joe. You're just close enough to Kansas City where, hey, everybody knows who you are, and these days, hey, there's a camera and a phone everywhere. So maybe you can't go out to the bars and cause as much trouble as you used to in River Falls.
That's funny. Yeah, I would agree. Hey, man, it's been great having you on. We're doing our Red Friday segment every Friday. We'll definitely have you on again, as we always do. ChiefsDigest.com is where you're located, and it's Matt Derrick, Springfieldian, heading up to St. Joe right now. You're probably there now, aren't you?
I am now here. I'm just pulling into campus, so great timing.
There we go.
Perfect. And if that doesn't get you excited for Chiefs football, I don't know what will.
I know, right?
A lot of great information.
Absolutely. Matt, thank you so much for coming on. And next time, Tom will make it a lot more smooth for you.
No, I was smooth as it was. You're a great board op. So
well,
man.
Well, we're only halfway through a show here, so we're good. All right, thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Matt.
Take care.
Matt Derrick, ChiefsDigest.com. You can check out all his information as he pulls into the Missouri Western campus for Chiefs training camp as we speak.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to take a break on the show. We got Eddie Finicario, our native Bostonian, going to talk some Boston coming up
Eddie
next.
Finn parking the car up in Harvard Yard.
He is, dude. He will do that for sure. We'll have him on next on the opening drive with Tom and Rob. Chef Tiny filling in today on ESPN the Jock, brought to you by Play Against Sports. All right, back on the opening drive with Tom and Rob. Chef Tiny's filling in for us today, and I've got my good friend Eddie Finn in Boston calling in. We're going to talk some Boston Red Sox and some other stuff today. Eddie, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey, Rob, how are you?
I'm doing great. I had you call me because, as I think I told you, I'm running the board today because Tom is on vacation, and this is the fourth time I've run this Starship Enterprise, and I just want to make sure everything goes okay. So I just want to have you call me instead of me calling you. That probably works out better.
Not a problem at all. It's funny because, like, you know how your phone gives you like random pictures from your from your feed?
Yeah.
Like the other day, I opened up my phone and there's a picture of you and me at Fenway Park.
Oh yeah.
Honest to God, it was like I'll never forget. It was a great night.
It was.
The weather was great. I believe the Sox won. It was a good day. But I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too, man. We were there, and the Royals were playing that night. It was Royals and Sox.
That's right.
And this year we won the World Series. So it was 2015, and Johnny
Mhm.
Cueto's down there pitching for us. He didn't have a great night that night. That wasn't one of his best performances, but hey, it's all right. We won the World Series that year. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, that's you can win. You can lose some battles as long as you win the war.
Exactly. Eddie Finnicario on with us, talking some Boston sports. Now, hey, I left your Red Sox for dead back in April.
Hey, they're wicked hot right now.
Yes.
Wicked hot.
Yes. Yeah.
I will tell you, you know, I'm a fan, Rob. You know me.
Yes.
You know, I bleed Red Sox red, and you know, it was very difficult to watch the beginning of this season. You know, it was like watching an opera. You knew the fat lady was going to get killed. You just didn't know when.
Yeah.
But you know, I contended that you know, I said early on in the season, I think we were probably 8 or 9 or 10 games under 500. I said, you know, there's a lot of baseball left. I wouldn't be surprised if this team makes a run. And, you know, June 24th, they're 14 games below 500. And today they're 10, 11, 12, whatever it is. But they're a half a game out of second behind the evil empire.
Yeah.
And they're only 5 games out of first for the division, you know? So it's been great to watch kind of the metamorphosis of this team. Last night's game was unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Great game.
I get no sleep now,
Yes.
you know? But, you know, they're behind 2-zip and 4-zip, 4-2, 5-2, 5-3, 7-5, 7-6, 9-7, 9-8, 10-9, 11-10, and then they win 12-11 in the 13th inning. It's like there's no give up in this team. They play to the whistle.
Yes, I love that too about them. That reminds me about the Royals back in 2015. I mean, you never stop watching them because they're going to win a game, you know? And when you look at the Red Sox and what they've done, especially since firing their staff, basically, fire the staff, right? Same way with the Phillies, fire your staff, teams get better. You know, not in the Royals land. We don't fire staffs here. We just accept it and move on and be in last place. But I think the Red Sox are definitely the hottest team right now. I think they're remind me of the Guardians last year when he kind of sprinted by everybody at the end. And like, oh my gosh, where'd those guys come from?
Eddie, how do you feel about the Adley Rutschman acquisition too?
You know what? I like it if we get him on the field. That was one of the places that we're kind of lacking. I mean, but I say that Connor Wong hit a dinger last night. It's tough to lose Narvaez, but you know, and it's very tough to lose Connolly early. I think that kid's going to be a phenomenal pitcher as he develops. But you know, I don't think that Cora's a bad manager. I think he's a Hall of Fame manager. He's got 2 World Series with 2 different franchises. But you know what? When you lose the room, as they say in hockey, when you lose the room, you lose the room.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think to some extent he had lost the room. But you know, Chad Tracy is a baseball guy. Okay, like he just walks with that jangle. You know, he played at Pepperdine and he had, you know, was a journeyman in the majors and in Japan, but he's been coaching in Worcester for Red Sox AAA since 2021. So he had a lot of these guys in the minors, and they know him. And I think it's been a pretty good it's been a pretty good acclimation period. Well, I mean, look at the record. Like they're. I went to the game a couple of weeks ago when they won the 15th in a row and tied the franchise record. Then they had a little bit of a stumble, and now they got 8 in a row again.
Yeah.
So like, you never count them out. It's funny because like my girlfriend went to the game last night, and she always wants to leave a game in the 5th inning. And she stayed until the end.
Wow.
So that's how I know these guys are kind of they're getting there. But there's a lot of the pieces have come together, I mean, I joke with my friends I would be an awful general manager. I wanted to ship Caleb Durbin out. Get him out of here, send him somewhere, send him back to Milwaukee. This kid's been absolutely solid. Monasterio's coming around, and the Venezuelan connection, Contreras and Abreu. We've had several back-to-back home runs in the last half dozen games or so. But Rob, it's been so much fun to watch.
I wish we had traded Reagans to you for Duran.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fact that Jaron Duran is a ball player with phenomenal talent and great potential. He's still kind of young. And he's been below the Mendoza line pretty much the whole first half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But when he made it past the trading deadline and they didn't get rid of him, and the Red Sox turned from potential sellers to buyers quick. They were talking about, get rid of Sonny Gray, get rid of Duran, get rid of Sandoval, get rid of Chapman. They were talking about full-on sell mode, right? But they changed that, as the win streak continued to grow, they changed pretty abruptly from sellers to buyers. So, we got a new crew in here a little bit, but everybody's kind of, it reminds me of the Johnny Damon era Red Sox.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And like the guy who replaced Johnny Damon as the pro tem leader in the clubhouse is Peyton Tolley. He is a nut job.
Mm-hmm.
He's completely out of his mind. During the soccer, during the FIFA. And he's a hairy guy, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He shaved USA out of the chest hair. He was running around the locker room and got everybody chanting USA, and some of the things he says in a press conference, you just want to scratch your head, but he's fun to watch. He's dominating. Okay.
Wow.
And talk about a phenomenal year. Sonny Gray is having a phenomenal year.
Yes, he is.
And he's got that hat on sideways. He looks a little bit like a rapper.
Yeah.
But so they're just a bunch of characters, and I can just imagine what's going to happen, between Tolley, Suarez, Jake Bennett, Gray, and Patrick Sandoval. What happens when we get Garrett Crochet back? What happens when we get Cutter Crawford back? Well, we'll see what that happens when they come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're so
good.
fun to watch, and they, I've never seen the Red Sox team bunt so much or play small ball so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the key to our 2015 World Series, was playing small ball.
Yeah, small ball. And I'll tell you, you got good fans there, but if you want a better baseball team in Kansas City, you got to start booing.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Right? That's the whole problem we got now. I can't stand the fact that every post-game press conference is, just didn't work out tonight. Just didn't work out like 68 times. I mean, stop it. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I remember when you tried to sell me all of your Kansas City Royals memorabilia. You were unbelievable. You called me, you were like so despondent. I'm turning in my fandom. I'll sell you all my stuff for cheap money.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable!
Hey Eddie, the Patriots. What are some things you're excited about? I mean, Drake May's got a nice new weapon out in the receiver area.
AJ Brown is acclimating himself. He and Drake May have hit it off in camp pretty quickly. My main concern with the Patriots right now is offensive line.
Yeah.
We had our left side of our offensive line was not as good as it should be. It was better. I'm going to say this much, because like when Mac Jones was here, he only had a second and a half to get the ball out.
Yeah.
That's nothing. You need 3.5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And Drake May was getting, and Drake May is a little more mobile than Mac Jones, which is good for him. But we got, there's a lot of receivers, and like one guy who's been a star in camp on the receiving corps is Kayshon Boutte. And, he did a pretty good job the end of last year and in the playoffs. But in April, he asked them to trade him, and nobody would give him anything for it. So he's in camp, and he's kicking ass. Pardon my language.
Beep. There we go.
So, but, I don't know what's going to happen there. The Seattle Seahawks are a wagon.
Yeah.
And so who knows what's going to happen, and who knows what's going to happen in the AFC. But, we just, last night was the start. Hall of Fame game.
Yep.
Football is here, baby.
Yeah. 21 consecutive Thursdays now is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so Will Campbell, he's been restricted to individual drills because he's got that brace on his knee. They're looking at Marcus Bryant. He's kind of been thrust into the first team reps, and Caleb Lomu, who has primarily been a right tackle. What are you thinking is going to happen there with Will Campbell? Is he going to be ready to go by the time season starts and be competing in competitive drills soon? Or
they keep saying that he's day to day, and he's not. No, he's not ready. He played half the season last year with that bad wheel. And he never complained about it, but it was obvious in the fact that, in one game, Drake May got sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl, right? And it was unbelievable. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but, they filled the roster with some pretty good veterans like Kevin Byard and AJ Brown and guys like that. So, hope springs eternal at this time of the year for us, Rob.
Oh yeah,
here in Boston.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We got the Patriots training camp and the Red Sox current surge really took Jaylen Brown off the front page of the sports.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and that was such a shame because JB, great guy, great in the community. He's still involved in Boston. He's trying to promote and help to build an African-American Wall Street here in Boston, which is very cool. And he's got the Juice Foundation where he does a lot of stuff with kids. They just couldn't have, 40% of your payroll going for 2 guys.
Yeah.
And if they were going to pay them both max contracts, they'd have real bad second curtain issues.
You bet. Yeah, I agree with you on that too. Well, I just wanted to share with you before I let you go here, my oldest son, Ryan, my oldest son. Yeah, he's going to be a dad here in a couple of weeks. I'm pretty excited about that.
Congratulations. Be your first grandkid?
Yeah, no, that'll be my 4th because I just had a grandkid at about 3 hours ago. My daughter had her daughter.
Moly. Congratulations.
Yeah, so I wanted to share that. I haven't talked to you in a while. So,
Rob, I'm very bullish on babies. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. I knew you'd be excited about that. But yeah, so it's been a morning, and then I just found out my wife's now at urgent care. So my son took her to urgent care. So we've had quite
Is she okay?
Yeah, it's that dehydrating thing she's got going.
Thing going on.
So we're having a day here. And I'm running the board on top of it. So, but it's been great. It's been great catching up with you, my friend. And I know you got a conference call to get to, but always great to catch up with you about Boston sports. We'll do it again here as your Red Sox push towards the playoffs. How about that?
Listen, man, anytime. I love talking to you guys. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate you.
Peace. Have a good weekend.
You too, buddy. Eddie Finicario up in Boston. a colleague of mine. I've known him for years. Well, gosh, 20 years or so. And such a great guy.
The Red Sox are, as they would say up there, wicked hot.
They are wicked hot.
Wicked hot.
For sure. You bet. Hey, we're going to take a break on the show. I got to do some catch up here on the text line, on my text line. We'll take a break on the show. You're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN the Jock, brought to you by Play Against Sports. All right, last segment of the show for the week, and I got to fix this mic. It just always dropping over here. I don't know what the deal is with that. Rosie Joe's Trivia we got going here. Rosie Joe's located in Ozark, South Street exit, which is the Aldi's exit, Walmart exit on South Street. You turn left, you go down there, I don't know how far, past the Seven Brew, the Ozark Assembly of God Church.
A mile.
Maybe a mile.
Maybe.
And it's right there, Rosie Joe's. You'll want to get in there and get that chicken fried anything they got. And it's amazing. Their breakfast is amazing as well.
What are we giving away this week?
A gift card to Rosie Joe's.
Hey, there you go.
Don't know how much it is. Don't know what the value is. I'm not used to running this side of it.
It'll at least cover a slice of pie.
It will. It will at least do that.
You know?
So you'll have to pick that up during the normal business hours, but we'll get you going. 417-866-0969. 417-866-0969 is the phone number. Be ready to go because Chef Tunney has your question.
I've got the question, and that is, which slugger played most of his seasons in the 1990s and averaged 100 runs batted in over his 12-year career? A, Albert Bell, B, Mo Vaughn, C, Cecil Fielder, or D, Dante Bichette? So that's your options. Which slugger played most of his seasons in the 90s and averaged 100 RBIs over his 12-year career. Albert Bell, Mo Vaughn, Cecil Fielder, or Dante Bichette. So please call in, claim your Rosie Joe's gift card if you can get the answer correctly. All right.
All right. 417-866-0969 is the phone number. Albert Bell, Cecil Fielder, Dante Bichette, or
and Mo Vaughn.
Mo Vaughn.
For Eddie Finn there. You know,
threw a little Eddie Finn.
A little red
there.
sock.
Nice. So who is it? Give us a call on the Jock line, and we will set you up some Rosie Joe's trivia.
So the Springfield Cardinals, we've got them dominating the missions down there in San Antonio right now.
Yes.
They come back next week. So we do have a lot of good promotions going on next week. They're hosting our AA affiliate for the Royals.
Is that next week?
Next week.
Naturals
Northwest
coming down, huh?
Naturals are coming to
Cool.
town. They're doing, Wednesday they have the cashew chicken replica jersey.
Wiener Wednesday.
Yeah, and Wiener Wednesday. They have the Taco Tuesday. It's
Yes.
also going to be Snipe Hunters Night. So it's always fun when they do the alternate,
I like
alternate identities.
Tom didn't like is you got to look from this up in the press box. You can't see the numbers on the back. They got to kind of figure that out. When they design these jerseys, outline the numbers so we can see it. I mean, it would really help everybody in the stands. I mean, it looked great, but just put the outline around there. A light one, just no big deal. Just that's part of the jersey is the number. So make sure you do that. 417-866-0969 is our number.
Yes.
Which slugger
and then played most of his career in the 1990s and averaged 100 RBIs over his 12 seasons. And that is, choices are Albert Bell, Cecil Fielder, Mo Vaughn, Dante Bichette. So Dante Bichette, obviously, his Cecil and Dante both, have sons that played in the major leagues. I think Dante's got a couple that are playing professional baseball. We know Bo Bichette with the Mets and Dante Bichette Jr., he was on the which team was he on in the World Baseball Classic?
Well, Canada. Isn't he a Canadian?
Was it Canada?
Or was he like Netherlands
Canada
or something like that?
No, I think it was Canada.
I think he's Canadian.
I think it was Canada.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking because Bichette played for Toronto, they're Canadian.
Yeah.
Maybe some other thing. I don't even know.
Some interesting Dante Bichette fact is, so his son, Bo Bichette, when he made his major league debut with the Blue Jays, I took Gabriel over to the Kauffman Stadium to watch the debut of Bo Bichette. Gabriel was really excited to see Bo Bichette come up, and he got his first career major league hit in that game. And his dad in 1986 made his debut at Kauffman Stadium and also recorded his first major league hit at Kauffman
did not
Stadium.
know that. Wow, that's a pretty cool thing to hold on to for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it was really cool. We were sitting down there and I look over and I tap my son and I'm like, hey, I know Bo Bichette's kind of busy with the press right now, but if you want to get his dad's autograph, Dante Bichette is right there.
Now's the time.
And so he went over, nicest guy in the world, still just jacked. Looks like he's, it still has that look like he's bouncing in a nightclub, getting ready to throw out unruly, young adults or teenagers.
He was huge.
He was massive, man.
Just
still is. I mean,
man.
he's still jacked, still jacked. So, give us a call on the Rosie Joe's trivia. Again, we have a 1990s baseball question for you, and that is, which player made most of his career played most of his career in the 1990s and averaged 100 RBIs for his 12-year career? It's either Albert Bell, Mo Vaughn, Dante Bichette, or Cecil Fielder.
417-866-0969 is our Rosie Joe's trivia question today. Google it. Get it going.
Red Friday, great way to, close out the week, with all that Chiefs knowledge that we got from Matt Derrick and, getting to talk, a little bit of Patriots and a lot of Red Sox, especially coming off their insane game last night.
Oh, my gosh.
That was wild.
That was wild. I mean,
wild.
If you think about
13-inning thriller.
Yes. I mean, constantly just coming back, and then finally finishing it off and got the extra run, and Durbin with the RBI to knock him in, and the Red Sox beat the White Sox last night. Monday's show, by the way, we'll just throw that out there right now. Monday's show, we will have a couple of things on Monday. At 8:20 on Monday, for this Monday and the next few Mondays, we will be highlighting the Grip and Rip League out actually it's at Mark Worley Field at Drury Field over there off of by Fremont by the
Meadow Park area.
Yeah. So we'll be highlighting the Grip and Rip League. Rance Berger will be in to talk about. He'll give us a weekly update. They open up this Sunday. The Grip and Rip does, and then at 8:40 we will have Jose Lajer, former Springfield Cardinals manager.
Excited
skipper.
for that one.
Yep, he is now the first base coach of the Chicago White Sox. We'll have him on the show. And I'm telling you, when we had him on before, is right before we started season during spring training. And I'm telling you, hire winners, you become a winner. And that's kind of what it's going to be with the White Sox, it looks like, as they bring in Jose to run first base and look how good they are.
Maybe we can get some inside information on, how to be a winning program.
Maybe just hire him as the Royals manager. That'd be even
Yeah.
better. I mean, you hire first base coaches all the time, right?
I'm just saying it can't be a coincidence that he gets hired as first base coach, and then all of a sudden the White Sox are really good.
They're legit
and leading the Central.
I know. I'm telling you. So
Jose, be a great fit in Kansas City.
Yes, absolutely would. So Jose will be on. The former Springfield skipper will be on at 8:40 on Monday.
Yeah.
As Chef Tiny and I continue to roll on for the next couple of days, Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
On the show. So looking forward to that. As Tom gets some much needed time away, just enjoy some time with the family. Big family reunion he's got going on up in St. Louis this weekend. I think he's going to the Rockies and Cardinals tonight. So getting away a little bit. It's good.
Again, that's going to be an interesting series, I think. That's going to be a good watch, a fun watch. If you guys haven't watched the Rockies much, they are a fun team to watch.
They compete.
Yeah, they play hard every game. I mean, they're sitting in the same spot the Royals are. They're 20 plus games under 500, but the Royals aren't fun to watch right now.
Yeah.
But the Rockies are a fun team that's on 20 games under 500 to watch.
Yeah.
Young talent like that just brings kind of a spark of energy to the game, and to see how well they play even good teams. It's not like the Rockies are out there getting smoked 13-1 every game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're competing against top teams. They're in the NL West.
Even in Colorado, where that's a launching pad, they're competing.
Yeah.
Then that's the whole thing you kind of look back on with the Royals this year, and really the Royals offensively here lately have done okay. They've been hanging in there. Bobby's got like 6 hits in the first 3 games back. But by the same token, they've had a lot of injuries, but they weren't injured at the beginning of the year. That's what frustrates me. They're all healthy for the April and May, and they just didn't get the job done. If they came out of the gate strong, then we get the injuries. Then we can say, "Oh my gosh, injuries decimated."
And one of the bottom 3 worst teams in baseball.
Yes, oh my gosh. But anyway, so hopefully they get it going again.
Mismanagement, it's just it's got to change. Something's got to change.
Back office,
something's got to change at the top, and that will, again, the permeation through the rest of the organization. It bleeds down. What did Reagan call it? Trickle down economics.
Trickle down economics.
Trickle down culture.
Yes.
I mean, that's what we need. We need that trickle down culture. And it seems like, you look at the Cardinals, Chaim Bloom, they've got that culture.
They have a plan.
They have a plan. They know what they're doing. And it's, you might have seen in the offseason, been like, man, what are the Cardinals doing? They're getting rid of everybody.
And they're paying for their salaries when they leave.
Yeah. But look at them now.
Well, they got rid of the issues. And I'm telling you that sometimes, even if you have to pay for the issues to go away, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be I think it's going to be an interesting rest of August and September, especially. We're starting to see the separation and who's going to be in that running and in that mix.
Yep.
And, I think, the Dodgers are going to win the NL West for sure. The Brewers are probably going to run away with the Central. But the NL East, it's a nice fight there with the Phillies and the Braves, and it's going to be an interesting end of the season in that division for sure in the NL East. I think the Central is going to probably dominate the majority of teams getting into the postseason. It's weird how Skeens is having the season that he's having, and an off season, which, I mean, a lot of guys will take a 3.9 ERA. I'm not going to lie, but for Skeens, that's terrible.
Yes,
right?
compared to
what he's done, especially recently. He's just been in such a funk, but the Pirates still find ways to win. They're still finding ways to win, still finding ways to stay above 500. And, I think that could be an interesting shakeout there between the Pirates and the Cardinals, fighting for that, third spot from the NL Central. The Cubs, man, the Cubs look good too. And that culture is thriving right now. I mean, they just came off of sweeping the Dodgers.
Yes.
Yeah,
emphatically.
Yeah. And I think that there's something to be said for that. And the Dodgers having all these riches and all these players and everything, you still got to face, all these pitchers still have to face that same lineup from those teams every single time.
Yeah.
And if you've got a lineup that's going to match well against all of their pitching, you've got a shot. You know,
Yeah,
I call it the puncher's chance.
Yes.
You know, you got a puncher's chance.
And that's the thing in baseball too. You don't know. We don't know. Even you can look at the Dodgers, you can look at all these teams are riding high right now, but then again, it only takes a little bit and they go into a little free fall and they can't remember how to win games. Like last year, the Guardians just shot past everybody. We're like, everybody was in central standing still, and all of a sudden here came the Guardians out of nowhere and just and took the division and said with distance and says, yeah, we're gonna finish this thing off.
And then in the American League, here come the Astros again.
Yes. Yeah.
Again.
Always.
Can somebody in the AL West please? Can the Rangers, the Mariners, somebody please step up and just put them down for once?
What's that? What's that song? Please stand up.
Yeah.
Please stand
up.
up.
The real Slim Shady. Real Slim Shady going to stand up in the AL West?
Yeah. Or the Texas Rangers or the Seattle Mariners? We're going to stand up?
Come on, somebody.
Nothing's more annoying than the Astros just slipping in there through the back door.
Yeah. It's like even as much as you can't stand the White Sox, still kind of nice, that a team that's been really bad for so long is doing well. It's a good story. It's a feel-good story, even if it's a team you can't stand.
It's fine.
The Yankees, it's always fun to see them lose, right? Because they're always there,
You got your degrees of distaste. White Sox has always been a 10 for me as far as a high degree of distaste. We're down to an 8 now because Jose LaHera is coaching first base.
So we only have a couple of minutes left. Rosie Joe's Trivia. Please call in as soon as you can. 866-0969. 417-866-0969. Which slugger played most of his seasons in the 1990s and averaged 100 RBIs over his 12-year career? And your choices are Albert Bell, Mo Vaughn, Cecil Fielder, and Dante Bichette. And if you have a lack of intelligence like I do, it's multiple choice at least. So you have options.
Just throw something out there.
Right? Just throw something out there.
866-0969 because we are running out of time on the show.
We are running out of time on the show.
So Monday's show going to be a great one. We'll talk some grip and rip. We'll talk some Chicago White Sox baseball on Monday. And as we roll into Tuesday next week, Chef Tiny hanging with me in the studio. Got through today okay. Nothing's really gone off the rails yet. I only got 30 seconds left, so that's good. I mean, we're counting down the minutes, right?
It's been a successful run for you on the board.
Yep.
I think
Yeah,
could have gone a lot worse.
Could have went. I'm heading to urgent care to meet my wife there now, and then going to go see my new granddaughter here probably later this morning. So
nothing going on in your life, Rob.
Nothing happening on a Friday, right? Everyone, nothing. Some prayers out for my wife though. Seriously, she's at urgent care now. I'm going to jump off here and head over there. And we appreciate all the prayers out there.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. We will see you on the Monday. The opening drive with Tom and Rob and Chef Tiny. See ya on Monday.